How's it going, guys? We're back. Work slow as usual, so. We did a few upgrades for, Soulflay. New belt. I pretty much did grind him all the way up to level 20. So, we have a studio mode up since like 3 months. So this Night Smoke is really good at level 20 if you can get it, because it gives you all that resistances of 10 on top of like the extra defense, the extra mana. I'm kind of talking a little close there. Switch out armors. So I give him stealth because it gives that extra faster cast rate. Stealth is also a really good early rune where you can get, if you grind really hard, you can actually get to level 17, 18 in the catacombs where you can take on anderial. And that extra poison resistance on top of that faster cast rate, or the faster run rock, faster hit recovery. Those are the three big main ones, depending whatever character you play is going to help out a lot. For some, especially so for like faster run walk, that's great if you're playing something like an assassin or an Amazon, because they're already squishy enough, and because especially with the Amazon, you're going to be running around with your bow, and with your assassin, you're going to be running around throwing traps around, stuff like that. So you want to try to be as fast as you can and get in there and get out extremely quickly. That faster recovery is going to be for your barbarians, your paladins, the ones who are going to be extremely up close to your werewolf druids and stuff like that. And of course your faster cast rate is going to be for your spellcasters like your necromancer and your sorcerers. The other one I got was Duskkeep, another good early one you can actually get. Unique full helm, so if you find those, it's usually going to bound to be Duskkeep as it is. It's really nice because it gives you that resistances of 15. So if you can get that, you can usually find some of this stuff. Like with the Tal ETH, you can easily get that from farming Countess. And with Duskkeep, you can usually find it around like Act 2. Because the required item level is level 17, so that's around the levels that you'll usually try to find this stuff. And then we've got Wall of the Eyeless. Kind of extremely rare shield. It's kind of like Lidless Wall. So I'm pretty sure Lidless Wall gives you like 1 to all skills, and you might hear some cars going by because it has been raining outside. Gives you 1 all skills and something else, I don't remember what it is. But Wall of the Eyeless is really good because it gives you that fast cast rate, has a 3% mana stone per hit. So that'd be really good if you're going to something like against anderial or heavy poison users, because it gives you that poison resistance to 20. But especially if you're a heavy mana user, so like my Vengeance Paladin, this shield would have been really good for him too, especially if I get this thing socketed, because it has that 3% mana stone on per hit. He can continuously just regenerate his mana and just continue to dish out those attacks. So I think that was like the only big upgrades, besides some of these rings. I think I might have shown you guys or not. I think that was about it. So really only 2 big upgrades. And then so right now we're like 85 faster cast rate. Tops out at 150. You can go beyond that point, but the cap for it is 150. So. And being level 20, we now have Bone Spear. Just put the 1 point into it right now. You don't really want to max out Bone Spear. You want to work on maxing out Teeth first, and then start maxing out your Bone Spear and then your Bone Spirit. Because once you start putting more points into this, you know, for your bigger wave crowd control, this is going to start falling more and more behind, and less damage is going to be less effective. And then you're going to start focusing on using more and more Bone Spear, which is fine. But in places like Chaos Sanctuary, where it's like corridors or hallways and then it goes into open space, Bone Spear is not going to be that much effective, you know, and you're going to actually be pumping out more mana to actually trying to knock down the enemies instead of actually using something like Teeth, where it's going to hit them in multiple waves. So we're mostly going to be maxing out Teeth, and then we're just going to go back and forth between Teeth and Clay Golem, and occasionally I might put a point into Bone Spear, but I highly doubt it. I think I'm just going to put the 1 point in there. We're at level 20, Decryfies at 24, so we're going to save our next couple of points, probably around until at least 22, and then we'll start working on getting Decryfy, and then put the 1 point in Decryfy. That's all you're going to need, and then this is also at 24, so I think the next couple levels we're just going to save, and we're just going to put the points into the requisites for the stuff, since this is at level 30 anyway, so. By doing that, I did explore into the outer to the barracks.
This place has the stench of demons.
So I know where the smith is and like that, which is in a really unique spot. that I've never actually ever seen before. So, but you can see how fast we actually cast our spells. It's not slow anymore, so we can like wave clear really quickly, which is really nice. And as a bow necromancer, that's exactly what you want. You want a lot of... The faster cast rate you can have, the better your wave clear is going to be. So far, my only downfall about Soulflay here is that even knowing I have 205 mana, I'm stuck with minor mana pots. So it's like they don't refill up my mana quick enough when I start burning through it on a champion or a mini boss or something like that. So I pretty much start stocking up my inventory just full of mana pots and just having to double click some of this stuff because I just don't recover enough mana quick enough. But as you can see, with the Amplify and the Bone Spear, those two combinations alone are going to knock down those enemies real quick. So Diablo is going to be interesting, but I think that if I grind Mephisto, since we're already level 20 as it is, we're way beyond the levels that we actually should be even in Act 1. We may get to level 30. Pretty positive on that one. To fighting Diablo, and with fighting Diablo, it's gonna be interesting. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So I can give you guys some pointers and tips of actually having to fight Diablo with a Bone Necromancer. So, I know the Bone Necromancer is actually one of the least favorite characters to actually play out of any character build-wise. Because most people just go with the large army and stuff like that, so it's like, Bone Necromancer? No, I want a large army. Which is fine, I mean, personal choice. Yeah. I have it faded out because I usually go with teleporting high rune hunting with my sorceress, so I figured we'd get this episode in, at least get the first episode in one break. So, sir, I'm gonna need you to die. But yeah, it's like I believe it's either the paladin or the sorceress has the highest player rates because they tend to be the most favored. And then I want to say it's like either Amazon or Assassins next. And then Druid, and ooh, we have a cap.
I am overburdened.
Screw you, buddy. I'm going to say that's Arctics, but I am missing Infernal's Cranium, so we might actually get lucky. Like I said, it's higher chance I'm going to get Arctics, but if it's Infernal's Cranium, or is it? No, is Infernal's Cranium I'm missing? Or is it the wand? I can't remember. It's either the wand or the hat I'm missing. I don't believe we have Arctics either. We're only missing like 3 pieces of that. Okay, yeah, it's a Infernal Cranium. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Okay, it's the torch. So this is like my 3rd one of these ones we already have, so I'm just gonna ditch it. So yeah, we need a wand. I'll have to look up what type of wand it is, because I think it's the only one of the set pieces I've never actually found. You think it's like lower set pieces like that would be extremely easy to find, but usually tend to be the most rarest ones to get. And ended up watching Saw 10 last night. That was actually really good. Nice plot twists, nice cameo at the end of it. And I'm thinking, it's another Saw movie, it's gonna be like the rest. It brings back that nostalgic feel to it, like you just started watching Saw 1 for the first time. So I'm really glad that they actually went that way with that nostalgic feel to it, and not like overdid with all the gore and all that crap. And then ended up started watching The Bear, the restaurant TV show. So far, it's actually been pretty good. I'm like 5 or 6 episodes in, and it's just like, this feels like work. And a lot of people don't realize, I mean, people think working in a restaurant is an easy thing. It is not. It is very difficult. especially if you don't have, you know, thick skin to deal with people or any ways of social interaction with people. You know, you will not last long in a restaurant. Take it for someone who's been in restaurants for the last 16 years.
All this for a hammer?
Yep. It's a gold-plated hammer. It started pouring down yesterday, or last night, and it's like, you have like a 1% chance of getting snow. I'm like, it better not snow. You know, you always get those people when like, snow is so beautiful to look at, and so on and so forth. It's like, snow is always nice to look at until you're the one who has to shovel it. And these, especially from the city people who've never seen snow, who come up to like mountains or snow areas, you know, once or a couple times in their lifetime, but the roads are always plowed, you know, or pathways are always shoveled out, so they don't have to do it themselves. It's like, you live up here for a couple of years, you'll see what I mean. Especially the ones who are so reliant on technology, their cell phones and crap like that, now that I have a cell phone.
Slow torture of caged starvation.
And then realize that their phones don't work because there's no power or internet. Conviction is another thing too, that it will work against your own skeletons, even when you have, or your skeletons or your monsters, even with summon resist. So it's not just limited to your character or your mercenary. So be careful with that. Waypoint? Or is this just one of those dead ends? Yeah. Anderial is going to be very interesting, especially on player 7, but I think if Golem can hold out against her and we just pummel her with Bone Spear with Amplify, we should be pretty good against her, so. Gem Shrines, I don't care about. Like I said, the Bone Spear, or the Bone Necromancer, is more so made for PvE, or PvE, PvP than really PvP. Or made more for PvP than PvE. Just because his damage is not exactly high in the beginning of the game. But it does give him the advantage of being a magic user, so since really the only enemies you really have to worry about being magic, or being resistant to that, is the Heroic mummies in Act 2, so, or if a unique enemy happens to be immune to magic, so, and then you just let your mercenary do the work. Pit spawning is another one that's extremely deadly enemy in the beginning of the game. You have to be very careful for. Usually his spawns will be like one of these closed off areas with the two open gaps here, or the big open gap there. So if you usually see from an area like that, high chances that he's going to be within that area. He shoots lightning, and he is also enchanted with cold too. And sometimes on a rarity, he might come with conviction. If that's the case, you might want to be extremely careful about that. I'm try to get the inner cloister waypoint as best as possible. Oh, we got a buckler. I'm pretty sure that's made for a sorceress. I don't know what the hell it even is. Oh yeah, Pelta Lutuna. Block rates. Only required level 2. And it gives you a lot of stats. I'm having to squint because I have my glasses right here. So this is actually a really good shield for a smiter. Since usually with smiters you want to use something like a Targe because it's going to give you those resistances. But I mean, if you can't find a Targe early on in the game, this is actually my first time ever getting this shield too. For a single player. There you go. There's an early shield for it too. 40% block rate and defense of 59. I mean, you're not really going to find any even Targes with that high of defense. What are we looking at here? 15 minutes. We're still in like level 2. I'm here one of the blue jays outside, so I do apologize. I don't pass these idiots. Turn fade off. It's like trying to figure out like where the hell's this entrance at? My map's all faded out and I can't see. Usually in the catacombs, but usually in the jail, you'll find these rooms that are barred off, and if you don't know how to get into them, they're usually secret walls like that. And he has like some chests, sometimes some enemies. Would you shut the hold up? Square rooms like this too will occasionally be false rooms, and will usually have a secret wall in them too. This one might. Let me see here. Yep. There you go. Secret wall there too. It's one of those things you just gotta keep an eye open for. Sometimes they'll be there, sometimes they won't. It's gonna be over here. We have about like 2 minutes left. Most. See if we can find it in 2 minutes. Folks want to have a guide map, would you? Where the hell's that damn thing at? And the other thing too with inner cloister is that it's a rare chance, but most of the time it's usually gonna be like spawn on the outer side. What the? Really? Goddamn birds. Will it be spawned like on a wall? But there's a rarity sometimes where it might actually spawn like in the middle of the map. So if you circle through the entire map of on the underside of it, and you don't actually find it, look in the inner part of it, and you usually tend to find it sometimes. Block that door. I'll go through this door. Rooms. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to end it here, and then we'll immediately pick it back up, and hopefully should be able to get to at least get to Catacombs level 2, because still a little while before I have to check back in. So, but stay safe, health and sanitize. Make sure you don't have snow like I do. Hope you get some rain where you live. You really need it. Think about subscribing, leave comments below, and make sure to check them all out. See you guys.